Hello, everyone. Today we're going to discuss an intriguing question. Why didn't India, one of the largest British colonies, rebel on a massive scale during the First and Second World Wars? Despite its huge population and strategic importance, India remained under British control throughout both conflicts, which contrasts with other colonies, like Ireland. Let's dive into this topic and understand the factors behind it. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. India in the World Wars. During the World Wars, India played a crucial role in the British war effort. More than 1.3 million Indians were mobilized during the First World War, and in the Second, that number grew to over 2.5 million. India provided troops, food, and strategic materials. But with all this significance, why wasn't there a large-scale rebellion? There are a few key factors for this. First, India was an incredibly diverse nation with various religious and cultural groups. This diversity made it difficult to organize a unified rebellion, as varied interests and goals. Second, the Indian nationalist movement, led by figures like Mahatma Gandhi, initially supported the British in the First World War, hoping that this would lead to greater autonomy for India after the conflict. This hope for reform was one of the main reasons why India didn't rebel immediately. On the other hand, figures like Subhash Chandra Bose attempted to organize armed revolts, forming the Indian National Army, but these efforts did not gain widespread support from the population. Most of the nationalist movement followed Gandhi's strategy of peaceful resistance, postponing any attempt at violent rebellion during the wars. Comparing with other colonies, if we look at other colonies like Ireland, we see a different approach. The Easter Rising of 1916 was an example of how the Irish rebelled against British rule during the First World War. Why did Ireland rebel, but India didn't? One of the main reasons lies in cultural cohesion. Ireland had a more homogeneous population and a strong national identity, and it was also much closer to Great Britain. This made it easier to organize a unified movement. In India, religious divisions, especially between Hindus and Muslims, made it difficult to create a large-scale rebellion. Furthermore, the British employed a divide-and-rule strategy in India, exacerbating these divisions. Another important difference was British repression. In India, repression was more subtle, with laws like the Rowlatt Act of 1919, which allowed the detention of people without trial. The Amritsar massacre was a brutal example of repression, but in general, the British used tactics to keep India divided and prevent a unified rebellion. Socioeconomic conditions and India's dependency beyond cultural differences. India's socioeconomic conditions also played a significant role. India was deeply integrated into the British economy, and many members of the Indian elite had commercial interests aligned with the empire. For these elites, a complete break with the British wasn't appealing. While in Ireland, there was a clearer break between the elites and the empire. In India, the elites were more committed to maintaining the status quo.